Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you from our broadcast perch. And, Charles, as we get this thing started, what are you going to be keeping your eye on?
Special teams. Field position is always a big determiner in a ball game. Who sets their offense up for success the best, that team will win the game.
Here's the kicker, Aldrich Rosas, ready to get us going. And in front of a raucous crowd, this one is underway. First down, Mariota. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
That's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well. But he's got it.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is started.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. To the air again, Mariota. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Jeremy Sprinkle from a yard out. And the Lions take it right down and score on the opening drive.
I do believe we came here to see a game, didn't we? And it looks like he's running what we call routes versus air. You just go out there with your offensive unit and throw the football with no defense. He's 5 for 5 on the opening drive.
He was on his game there for drive number 1, but the only thing is now he can't go any higher than that. He was so perfect. Can he do it again later?
Yeah, all he cares about right now is making it 10 for 10, 15 for 15.
Keeping that going.
And he feels like he can get it done.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Detroit! Detroit!
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Detroit! Detroit!
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Here's Steve Young. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. He got 29 yards that time.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to drop him for a loss on the play.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
To throw on second down is Young. He completes it to Jordy Nelson. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in with in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
Offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all this stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Right, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Here's Steve Young on second down. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Young on 3rd and 2. And he's got Fitzgerald. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here is big. Now here's Young, and he will have a touchdown. Jared Cook there to make the grab. And the Madden Legends just an extra point away from grabbing the advantage. And the QB rating right now sky high. 4 for 4 on that opening drive, and it ends with a touchdown pass.
Yeah, I don't know quite how to figure it out. I think I need my friends from MIT to come in and help me. I think 158.3 is the number one.
Yep, that's
right. That's the highest you can get. That's where he is. He'd like to continue on that pace.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And Detroit getting set to go now. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Tuck it and run. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now a 2nd down throw for Mariota. Going deep for Hopkins. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. Play action now, Mariota. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Fitzgerald's got it right side. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Steps away to his left, letting one go deep for the end zone. And they went for a big play through the air on second down, couldn't connect. Now it's third.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete.
Detroit!
Young on third down. Looking for Fitzgerald, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 44-yard line. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. He sets to fire deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Micah Hyde able to get a hand in and knock that one away.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Going deep for Hopkins. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
All right, now, look at 56. Look at...
Now a 2nd down throw for Young. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back here right after this. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. First down, Young. Dancing to his left. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
The second down throw for Steve Young, incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
Third and long for Young. The open man is Smith. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The 21 yards there as they convert on third. From the gun, Steve Young. Escaping the pressure right. Space to run past the 20. And he slides to avoid the hit. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the first and goal.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through and picking up first downs.
They'll run for it with Tariq Cohen. And this results in 6. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
Here's the kicker, Aldrich Rosas, ready to get us going. And off we go on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
They'll start with a give to Cohen. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a second down throw for Cousins. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
How I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Cousins now to throw on first down. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. From the gun, here's Cousins. Caught by Nelson left side. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. They run. This is Cohen. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. Or call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. Looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47, and the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Young. Well, Young loses the football. It's stripped. And the Falcons say they have it. They do.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So, should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Falcons. Davante Adams, 71 yards. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Out now come the Legends. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Watching that, Marty.
They begin the drive on the ground with Cohen. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd...
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 36 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well. Showed it right there.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. On second down, Young again. This is caught. Watkins. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And it's a touchdown. A great play there. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Madden legends with the extra point can tie this football game. And now a two-point conversion attempt forthcoming. Young to throw it. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. So why go for that there? First half, you could have tied the game at 7. Why try to get the lead?
Feels like an analytics call, doesn't it? That's starting to really get into the game where they're studying where you can make extra points and the whole deal and, get an advantage. But I don't know that we have enough data yet to really say this is the right play or the wrong play. Maybe in 2 or 3 more NFL seasons.
Could change.
Exactly. 2 or 3 more NFL seasons, I think we'll have a much better study and much better case of what we're going to do.
A first down throw for Cousins. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. He'll leave it for Cohen, complete. And he's going to be brought down on one of this first quarter. Now a play fake here on first down. On the move to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Let's go.
Off the play fake, Cousins. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. He'll get this to the 40. Sweet little juke in there. Got him some extra yardage. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And a pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Cousins. Looking deep for Adams. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Madden Legends offense trotting out again. On 1st and 10, Young. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Carlos Dunlap in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
To throw, Young, eluding the pressure right. That is caught by Cohen. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. Give him 8 on the play, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to more NFL action on EA Sports after this. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Set! Green, 39! Green!
Young working out of the gun. Flush to his right. And he's got Fitzgerald. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down. Spectacular catch turns into a 1st down.
1st down saves them from a 3 and out. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Dante Hightower in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. From the shotgun, it's Young. Being chased out left. Caught on the left side, Fitzgerald. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. He got 29 yards that time.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
1st and 10, Young. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Young will lead the offense up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Now Young, and he cannot get away, and Young will go down. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
Detroit! Detroit!
Here's Young from the shotgun. Flushed out right. And complete right side to Cook. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So it's 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Out of the gun, it's Young. And this will be a touchdown. Sammy Watkins in the final seconds of the first half. And the Madden Legends are in for 6.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Well, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Now Cousins. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Cohen. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. The Madden Legends heading back onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustment.
And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Malcolm Smith in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Young to throw it. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Carlos Dunlap in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night. Here's Sam Cook now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Pulled in at the 24. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive, as it'll begin in enemy territory already. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
1st down. Here's Cousins. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
On 2nd down, Cousins again, trying to lay one up deep. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. A big play there. 48 yards. And the Falcons are an extra point away from moving out in front. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Dances by him. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Back onto the field comes the offense for the Madden Legends. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Young looks to throw on 1st down. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Gone, 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 gone.
A 1st down throw for Young. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. A gain of 39 that time.
That was a nice pickup, some chunk yardage there. Some of those big yards downfield with a little bit of rack thrown in there, a little run after catch. And it came on a crossing route. I could just hear one of my friends who won 4 Super Bowls as a quarterback always said the same thing. What route does a defense hate? Crossing route. Hate it, hate it, hate it, because it's hard to change direction when they get going full speed in the other way.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Young. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Detroit!
They go play action. Young. And put it on the board. It's 6, a touchdown. Jared Cook, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Madden legends are in for 6. What a great weapon. So often, such a big mismatch.
And there's no route he can't run. You name it, he's going to do it, and he's a matchup nightmare for the defense. No matter who they put on him, he's going to win the battle.
Here's Steve Young. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere, seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A first down throw for Cousins. He'll leave it for Cohen, complete. And he'll be dropped at the 30. The shifty move got him a couple extra on the play. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Play fake. Cousins. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Falcons are in for 6. Dan Quinn's told his offense, let's try and get 2 more.
This certainly feels like they were wanting to go for 2, but weren't really sure they should go for 2. Do we, don't we, do we, don't we? And guess what ends up happening?
5-yard penalty.
That's right. Now you probably line up and kick the extra point.
Rosas now to add the PAT. And he takes off with it. It's a fake. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Out now come the legends. Now a first down throw for Young. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big play there. 48 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker.
And he will score. It's a touchdown. Sammy Watkins with his second touchdown of the night. And the Madden Legends are in for 6. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. From the gun, Steve Young. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Rosas now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. Cousins now to throw on first down. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him? Double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Back now here on EA Sports. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. A gain of 3, second down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They go play action. Cousins. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's got a man. It's the tight end, Howard, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards. Cousins now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run, and just lost track, and it cost him.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. They'll throw again. Cousins. Throw right side, caught by O.J. Howard. It's a solid pickup of 11, and it's 2nd down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Bring the energy.
Again, it's Cousins. His throw here's incomplete. Ron Parker there in on the coverage, and he knocked it away.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Cousins. He's got Adams on the hookup. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. It's a good pickup of 7 yards, and now they're looking at 2nd and goal.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though. Cousins on the keeper, and he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Kirk Cousins scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in the fourth. Here we go now as we get set for a big two-point conversion. Cousins to throw it this time. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And they'll be down just outside of the end zone at the 1-yard line. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Madden Legends offense trotting out again. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. And with the play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. They'll look to throw. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. Well, that's a good first step, but several steps still to go.
They still have time for the possible game-winning field goal. Time for them to be quick.
This is caught inside the 15. A big play there, 47 yards. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So now following the big play, they've got a first and goal all the way down at the 10. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. And the Falcons going to use another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Second and goal from the 1. They come out here in the eye. A carry here for the big tight end. And he will have a touchdown. O.J. Howard in the final minute. And his guys have taken the lead here in the fourth.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Rosas now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute it.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Back to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Back to throw. And Adams has it complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. He's back to throw. And his ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Obviously, the excitement level here is almost a fever pitch. Down 1 is tempted to go for 2. I say you go ahead and kick the extra point. You got the home crowd carried into overtime.
I'm with you. I do see some fans, though, holding up 2 fingers. Easy now.
Yeah, they're not the ones who have to actually make that call, are they?
And he missed it. Oh, would you believe it? It is no good. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least 1 play. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. And that'll set them back 5. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Young here to throw. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Dante Hightower in there to get him the 6th time they've sacked him tonight. Well, I know at points in this one you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.